So I really want to understand how our cloud technology is transforming aerospace supply chains. How does AWS enable greater resilience and efficiency in this sector?
Yeah, thanks, John. I think there's one real key issue in aerospace supply chain, and that's really trying to understand what are the risks in your supply chain, where is the potential disruption risk. So where an average OEM will have really tight relationships with all of its direct tier one suppliers. They'll know exactly who's feeding into their supply chain. That relationship starts to get more and more distance the further you go down into the supply chain, into the level of sub tiers, and what level of visibility do you have for that? And one of the biggest challenges for that is frankly just understanding who those sub tiers are. So who are the suppliers of your supplier? And that data can be problematic because one, the volume of that data gets bigger and bigger as you move forward. Sometimes suppliers may view that as somewhat proprietary and may not want to disclose it, or the OEM may not have relationships with some of those suppliers. So one of the things we're working with customers now to look at is how do you take Gen AI and help you predict and provide proxy data where you may have imperfect visibility today. So again, we're not going to be able to say with 100% precision tomorrow who all of your third tier suppliers are. But imagine if you had a vehicle that would be able to unlock with 80% certainty that one of those suppliers might be somebody from one of the three companies on this list. And you were able to identify, okay, I know that one of those suppliers sits in the major wildfire corridor in California in November. So I need to reach out to them to understand, A, do they have a disaster recovery plan? Do they have inventory laid on things? Because we've seen this constantly over and over again, where one of the things that becomes challenging from a aerospace supply chain perspective is a small company that's embedded into the supply chain that the original order didn't know about, wasn't aware with, but would have been happy to either take action early on or invest in or whatever to make sure that that supplier didn't have the type of disruption they were looking for before. So that's one of the I think, key and most exciting areas we're looking for. And then we're obviously doing a lot of the things that I'll say best practice supply chain companies do in terms of like helping companies establish supply chain control towers and use AI for predictive analytics around those types of fulfillment strategies and things like that for inventory.